Okay, so Enter the Sandman by Metallica. I'm just going to demonstrate the very start section. So you got this. And it does that for a while. And then you got this section. Okay, so we're going to break it down now. Let's go to the riff. This is the first riff. So you can see here the red numbers signify what finger to use. So your first finger's here, second, third. Alright, so let's work on the first two notes. So 0 on the top string. And then we're going to play the 7th fret on the 5th string, but with our third finger. So the reason for that is because we need these first two fingers to do something on the 5th and 6th fret. So we don't want to use one finger and our fingers sort of shifting side to side. So that's the first little step. Now what's going to happen is this finger is going to stay here the whole way through this first little bit. So you can just say to yourself, right finger, stay there. So the next note is going to be the 5th fret on the next string down the 4th string, so there. I would say just keep the 3rd finger on and then press this on when you need it, so you can see that. And then what happens is you go to the 6th fret on the top, so you need to use your 2nd finger for that, so you can see my 2nd finger is jumping up there. So I'm taking that 5 off. So I'm keeping this 7 down all the time, like I said before. So that goes 6 to 5. So keeping this finger here, we're going to go 6, 5, 6, 5. So just keep practicing that. So up to now we got. And then the very last note is this 7 where your finger's on already. So that's a nice and easy one at the end. So. And that's easy to press because your fingers, easy to hit because your finger's already there. It is a bit of a fiddly riff. I can't say that I took to it straight away, like I felt I was tripping over myself a little bit. So, but it's nice once you get it. If you watch my 3rd finger static. Okay, so it's a bit fiddly. Just take your time, get the notes in order, and just go on to the next section now. Okay, so here we have 2 power chords. So I'm using my 1st finger there on this 2. So here at the top. So this 1st finger's on the 5th string up. So you're plucking the 6th and 5th string together like that twice. So. And then you have this 7 on the 5th string, so here, but it's saying slide to it. So you can slide from anywhere really. It doesn't really matter where from, but maybe a good tip, because you're on the 2 here, put your finger on the 4th fret and slide to the 7. Really, you don't want to hear this 4th fret because otherwise it'd sound a bit off. You literally, as soon as you make contact with that, you slide into the 7. Now you might go a bit like not. You'll be looking at this hand sliding, and then where you're going can be wrong when you're beginning. So a good tip is to look at the note you're trying to go to. So you get in place, and I'm looking at the 7th fret on the 5th string, and I go, and you realise that when you get to your target destination, that you're exact because you're looking at the right spot. So you got, so that's your first sort of light thing to master. 3rd finger sliding along that 5th string. And the reason you need your 3rd finger is because here your third finger is going to stay there, and then you're going to use your 2 fingers on the top string to go 6, 5. So 7, 6, 5. So pretty similar to the opening riff. In fact, it uses the 6 and 5. So if you look at the tabs, it does that 3 times, 1, 2, 3. So if you're enjoying the content that I'm creating, please subscribe. It'll help me to keep making more videos. And then we're down here. So this looks kind of confusing if you're not used to reading power chords. So we got a power chord that starts on the top string here, 3rd fret, and then the next string down on the 5th fret. So you got this power chord shape. So I would use my little finger here and push it right up to the fret, because it doesn't need much pressure the further you are up to this little fret here. As a beginner using your 3rd, this can happen where this 3rd finger, if you notice, is on the wrong side of the fret. So you got to push it over. That might be a big stretch as a beginner. So using your little finger, you can get over to the good side of the fret easier. So if you play that power chord, you've got to strum both of them strings together, and then just lift off your 1st finger and just play the 0 on the top string. So okay, and then you move down to the 2nd fret with your power chord. So that should be on the 2, this should be on the 4. You notice the power chord's always got the same shape no matter where you put it. So 2, 4, and then you play the 0 after that. So putting them bits together is so. And the very last bit to this, you're moving from one power chord to the other. So the 2nd fret 1 to the 3rd to the 2nd. Now when you look at these power chords, your instincts are to look at the biggest number. And then, so if you look at this first one, you think, oh, I could see 4, that's the biggest number. So then you end up putting it on the 4th fret. But really, you got to look at the lowest number, so the 2. So here, that's on the 2. Because your power chord note you put on is going to be higher than this one. So that's how that goes. So I'm shifting the shape up. So I'm keeping my hands locked in that position. What you don't want to do is this. You don't need to shift your hands about. Watch this. Keep your hands locked in. So putting that together with there, you go. Take your finger off and so. So slower. Okay, so I'm going to play this slowly, 3 times of that, and then the power chords at the end. So. Sometimes it's harder to play it slower, so it'd be better quick as well. Okay, well that helps. It's a nice little riff if you're a beginner starting introducing you to power chords. It's definitely worth mastering a power chord, that shape. You can place it anywhere and you can get around chords easy using just that shape. And a lot of rock songs and indie songs, they all use power chords all the time, so it's handy to know how to do that. Alright, thank you very much. Bye.